them off. Don't ask what we've got in the freezer. These are the kinds of highly sophisticated techniques that inform conservation work. In 2018, Fiona and a team of expert scientists from the Mammals Society published a review of the population and conservation status of British mammals. The 700-page doorstopper, commissioned by Natural England, Natural Resources Wales, and Scottish Natural Heritage, was the first such census for more than 20 years. Using all the latest research from hundreds of scientific sources, as well as extensive roadkill reports and 1.5 million records of mammal sightings, it gave a detailed account of habitat preference, population status, distribution, and future prospects for every land mammal species, whether native or not. So turning at random to the entry for stoat, we learn that they range over most of Britain, but with patchier coverage in the northwest of Scotland, that their numbers have fallen by 9% since 1995 to an estimated 399,000, plus or minus quite a few, and that their decline is caused by a similar decline in prey species, such as rabbits. On the other hand, the lesser white-toothed shrew, otherwise catchily known as the Scilly shrew, can only be found on, you guessed it, the Isles of Scilly. The 1995 census gave an estimate of 14,000 individuals, but we've no idea what's happened since then, because nobody has tried to find out. That 2018 population review provided much of the evidence for the first ever red list of British terrestrial mammals, drawn up by Fiona with her colleague Colin Harrower for the Mammals Society and officially accepted by the various government agencies. The Red List tells us that a quarter of Britain's 46 native land mammal species are currently threatened with extinction, and that a still larger proportion of our species, 44%, is officially at risk. On publication day, the media led with the story, and the hashtag Quarter of UK trended on Twitter for 24 hours. Reassuring though that measure of public interest may seem, the challenge is to know what to do when the phone stops ringing. The great legacy of the Red List, apart from the role it plays in raising awareness, is that it judges governments according to criteria established by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, and accepted across the world. No longer is species conservation an African or Amazonian issue about which we can feel self-righteous from afar, while letting our own wildlife disappear before our eyes. Trophy hunting for lions in Africa? Totally immoral. Shooting beavers that are inconveniencing landowners? An unfortunate economic necessity. An assessment of endangered for the water vole and red squirrel in Britain means that those species face the same degree of threat as, for example, the Asian elephant in India, the southwestern black rhinoceros in South Africa, or the three-banded armadillo in Brazil. While we sit back to enjoy Spring Watch or the latest David Attenborough documentary, we flatter ourselves that we're a nation of animal lovers. The Red List obliges us to prove it. Although our chapters feature the charismatic headline grabbers such as those species tumbling towards extinction, red squirrel, hedgehog, or the ones around which a public controversy rages, beaver, wild boar, we also make the case for the unloved and overlooked. When there's an opportunity for a guest appearance, like the Scilly shrew in our hedgehog chapter, we take full advantage. Shrews and voles matter, both for their own sake and because the ecosystem would collapse without them. The field vole is Britain's most abundant wild mammal, and doesn't even get close to inclusion on the Red List as a species of concern. 20 years ago, there were more field voles than humans in Britain, but not any longer. The number has fallen from 75 million to 60 million. Well, what's 15 million vanishing field voles between friends? The species spends its days in a network of tunnels in tussocky grass, where it can nibble in peace, out of sight of aerial predators. Next time you're in some unkempt grassland, perhaps at the edge of a sports pitch or on a walk in the countryside, put your hand in the grass and feel for the tunnels. Make an opening, and you'll often see small piles of greenish pellets and little heaps of sawn-off grass blades. No crisis. There are plenty of field voles to spare.